It's funny how shadow work is literally like having an interview with your ego or your shadow or your unconscious, aka the parts of yourself that have been hidden and often are actually, a big part of what's really running the show. And a lot of the work we are doing, as Carl Jung said, is making the unconscious conscious. And as you keep evolving on your path, you keep coming up against, I guess you could say, these resistances, these limiting beliefs that you've been carrying, these programs. And one of the easiest things you can do is, like I said, just have like an interview with your ego. Ask it the questions you want to know. What is blocking me? Why am I scared of success? Or why am I scared of embodying my worth? Or why am I, seeming to sabotage the self? Because what we think is self-sabotage is often just a symptom of a limiting belief that we have. And we have these limiting beliefs. One of the questions to ask yourself is, what am I getting out of these limiting beliefs once you figure out what they are? Easiest way, again, is just to ask yourself, ask your shadow, ask your ego, and you'll feel it. You'll just know, why do we have these limiting beliefs? What is the perceived threat? What am I getting out of it? What am I getting out of these limiting beliefs? Because again, there's probably something there, that your ego is perceiving as unsafe. It's unsafe for me to reach this next level of whatever kind of thing you're working on, whether that's more creativity, more success, more abundance, more exposure, whatever it is. And just getting to the core of it, why, what am I getting out of this limiting belief? Because you are getting something, otherwise it wouldn't be there. And it wouldn't be coming up if you weren't ready to see it now. So instead of sitting here and wondering what it is, you can just get to the root of it. That's why shadow work is so beautiful and such an important tool on this journey of, I guess you could say, quantum leaping, quantum creation. A lot of times, we have what we're getting out of it, and you can just ask yourself what this is and just do this kind of shadow work. A lot of times it's some kind of protection. It's some kind of protection that your ego has put in place to protect you from, again, a perceived danger, a perceived threat. And if it's coming up, then you're probably ready to genuinely let it go. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be comfortable, because you're still going to have to embody that and step out of your comfort zone. But it makes it a lot easier when you're doing this, what some people call parts work, having these kinds of interviews, if you will, these discussions with yourself, and harmonizing your relationship between, I guess you could say, your higher self, your soul, and your human aspect, your ego, your shadow, and getting on the same page and being in harmony instead of, a lot of times our reaction is to hate this part of ourselves, these parts that we shame or we hate or we deny or we repress or we lock them up. The greatest thing I think we can do is begin to see them and talk with them and understand them and love them and work with them in harmony. Life becomes so much easier than, just trying to hide from ourselves all the time. So hopefully this is helpful. This is just a tip. I use this often. It's a normal part of my practice. Whenever I feel that resistance, whenever I feel that jump, whenever I feel that change, which is all the time nowadays, I just sit down and have a dialogue with my unconscious. And it's really profound, either the effect that this will have on your reality. So much love to everyone. Hope this is helpful.